Sometimes it's crazy to think about the people who live lives that are just so completely different from our own. Like, if you imagine the life of a coffee child slave who just spends their life mining away or whatever you do at a coffee plant to get that bean, they spend their whole lives doing it for almost no money. And it's just so starkly different than waking up in North America, being a kid, playing outside, having fun, versus the kids there that wake up and all they know is work and getting paid less than $1 an hour so they can barely survive and eat just enough to live. And because of this lifestyle, they're not able to keep up with the same IQ, they're not educated, they don't ever get the chance to really think because they're just working so much. It steals from them not only a normal childhood, but the ability to really be a human. It's basically just stealing their life from them. And then there's the opposite, where you think about the life of a billionaire's child, always being able to play and be educated by the best of the best, versus our school systems, which kind of suck and don't really teach you much. The billionaire's children are able to actually get a real education and know how the world works, and they get to hear the secrets that only they know. And, there's also the chance that they're spoiled, which I'm glad I'm not a spoiled billionaire's child, but what about a billionaire who's able to be a good parent and teach their children properly and get tutors and help them in their life so much that it's kind of almost as if we're not able to be the humans and they are. We have to eat factory food and whatever, McDonald's, and they eat real food and they get real education, and we get weird cancer or weird diseases because of the weird factory food that we're eating, and they don't get any of that because they have steak straight from a cow. They have real food. They have real lives. It's just the different steps of being human. And maybe one were to think that being that way, a rich child, is actually a disadvantage because you don't, I don't know, for whatever reason, you don't get to hang around with your parents as much because they're working more, or you don't get to connect with other children in the same way. Maybe things are more strict. I don't know. Maybe your view of life is a lot more narrow, and there's no way for you to go back to living like a normal person. You have to have this wealth, or else you'll be useless to society. You won't understand how to do anything. Just like if you or me were taken from our home and put in with these coffee people, we'd think they were kind of almost savages. They were eating terrible food. They're not getting educated. They have to work so much to try to just live. They'd think the same thing of us. Just so weird to think about the different levels of people. And maybe you, the person listening to this video, are a billionaire's child, and you're listening to this and you're thinking, wait, what? There's all these different levels to like how terrible people can live. Why? Or you might think, well, that's just because they're savages. Maybe it's just about genes. I don't know. I don't have the answer to that. But one day I hope that I myself can grow up and move from being middle class to being a billionaire. That's what I hope. And then I can find out if really it changes you as a person, or if you're the same all the way through. But either way, I think it'll be an interesting experience. Just being alive as a human is an interesting experience.